So you learn some cool thing on a YouTube video or a podcast that you love, and then you keep it at the back of your mind, don't implement it, and it disappears. You might come back to it like many months later on and you'd be like, oh, that's a pretty cool practical tip, but you don't use it and then it disappears. Or, even less likely, you use it and then, maybe weeks go by, the environment changes, and then you totally forget about it. Like, the environment does change often, so like it's not really your fault, but like you just forget about it, and then maybe like 6 months down the road you remember it. Well, I'm only telling you this because this happened to me so many times, like with the push-up program that I used to do, like with this thing right here. It's the posture thing by Brian Bradley. So if that is his name, I'll have it somewhere. So he had a podcast with, actually no, it was a video with Valentino Cohen, and Brian Bradley teaches Tony Robbins about posture, how to improve your athleticism. If you have like a bad shoulder or a bad leg, he determines like, oh, what's actually the problem? Like, that's the symptom, but what's actually the problem? And how posture just improves our health, athleticism, literally everything about us. And I used to implement it at work, but when the environment changed, I totally forgot about it. And now, like, however many months later, like maybe 8 or 9, I don't know, I watched another video on Valentino Cohen and he was on it. And I was like, this is good stuff. Like, I totally forgot about this. And of course, everyone in my family reminds me of my bad posture. But, if you're forced upon it, you won't really implement it. But if you do it willfully, you'll be like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm a strong man for doing this. So, oh my God, like, this was great stuff, the posture. But also different things like social dynamics and practical tips to, like, improve your, I don't know, talking, whatever. Valentino Cohen has like a bunch of videos on being more social or something like that. And I'd learn something and not implement it. And if I don't implement it that day or that week, I forget about it totally. And then, of course, while I rewatch Cohen's videos, I'll come back on it. I'll be like, oh, that's class, I could use that. And then I don't use it, and then I forget about it for another 3 weeks. So, there's so many quotes of like, if you don't learn from your mistakes, you're bound to repeat them. Like, there's, I'd say, hundreds of them. Yeah, of course, because people always repeat their mistakes unless they implement whatever they like failed on or like learned from. I'd say that would be the best way to put it. So yeah, I'm just here saying, I'll try to implement the stuff you learn. I'd say, even if it's not going to stick, at least try to implement it. At least try it out. That's the best thing. Try it out. Like with the wheatgrass that Valentino Cohen used to talk about, I bought that stuff, and well, I ran out, so I bought it again, and then I actually bought 2 packs, and I forgot about the second one. And now, just went downstairs, and what do I find? I find that second pack of wheatgrass, so I'm back on it. So that's going to be my morning drink again, because I used to take a shot of wheatgrass every morning. So that's class. Also, this is a little side note. Investing in yourself. Like, what's the word? I totally forgot the word. I think it'll come to me, but investing in yourself just feels so cool. It feels like, yes, this is my path. I'm on my path and I'm going the right direction. So buying healthier foods, buying more books. Like, so many people mentioned this great book. I wrote it in a different copy. It's Win Friends and Influence People, I think. That's the book. So many people are talking about that book and mention it everywhere. And I'm like, I watched a video on it, I kind of get the gist. But now I'm like, listen, too many people mention that book. I probably have to buy that book. And I'm going to buy that book and a bunch of other books that might be useful. Because what? That's €12? €7? Exactly. So, anyway, this is my first time talking throughout this whole day, so I might sound weird. Invest in yourself. It feels amazing. And if you do learn something cool, try to implement it that same day, because most likely, you know yourself, you're gonna just think of it and then forget about it. Like, that's usually what happens. That's just a fact. So implement it that same day or tomorrow. But you know what happens in the magical land of tomorrow. You know, it's not really you that like, yeah, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. No, you won't. Anyway, so implement it today. Forget the tomorrow part and invest in yourself because it feels so cool. Anyway, good luck and good night.